It's absolutely wonderful to join you today. It's the 15th day of Ramadan. We are at the halfway line. That's what we call it here. We're at the halfway line. And you know what? But for the first 5 days, you don't even know the days are passing so fast. We just cannot believe that, can we? The days are passing so fast. Now the body is used to it. The detoxifying process has started, it's moving along, and your body is actually getting you ready for the next 11 months to come. And that is what Ramadan's all about. It's very spiritual, it's very healthy. It's also there to improve your emotional content, so our mental well-being, everything. When you're fasting, this is the joys and the experience that you go through, the joys of fasting. And it's absolutely, if you do a lot of deep research into it now, modern science will tell you that fasting, right? That's what you got to do. You got to fast so your body is in constant repair mode. And one gentleman I remember once, he told me, he says, fasting should be 11 months a year, not 1 month a year. And that is how much value he put to fasting, right? So today, brothers and sisters, we have a wonderful guest to join us today. And I'm going to introduce you to him, and he's going to introduce himself, actually. That's the best way. So, Brother Sarfraz, how are you this morning?
I'm all right. How are you? Very good.
Absolutely. And Brother Sarfraz, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself in great detail.
Okay, thank you, Akil. My name's Sarfraz, as I've just been introduced as. But I'm Sarfraz Ahmed. I'm a careers advisor, working for Leicester College. I've been working for Leicester College for a long, long time. I'm sure some of the audience may have heard of me, or may have seen me, or have had careers advice from me. I'm a careers advisor working for, obviously, Leicester College. We give advice, we give support, and we also give kind of support for the next step as well. So we give advice for people that are unsure of what they want to do next.
Of course, careers advice at Leicester College. Now, tell us a little bit about Leicester College, because I remember this college to have many different names over the years, right?
Yes. Okay.
Let's. I don't know how far we want to go back, right? But let's say from the 70s.
I'll take you back a little bit. I mean, in the late 90s, it was probably, there were actually two colleges. There was Southfields College and Charles Keene College, which merged in about 2000, 99, 2000, and became Leicester College. So, so originally there were two colleges, big colleges in Leicester, became a massive college, Leicester College. And the nice thing is with Leicester College, it's actually evolved, and it's been very responsive to the needs of the generations, how things have changed, new courses, new challenges, and new ways of working as well. So Leicester College is one of the biggest colleges in the UK. It's a vocational college, which means that it does a lot of the courses linked to industry, for example, like construction, engineering, beauty, catering, and so on. And I'm sure that most of the people that are listening would have done a course or have some links with the college, because it's so much in the heart of the community, and it's embedded in the city as well.
Of course. How long yourself you've been there at Leicester College? Remind us again.
Now I have been there. You're going to love this. I have been there for about 20 odd years. 20 years.
That's a long time. You'll have gone through.
Time, but I've had, I would say, at least 3 different roles within there. Yeah. So I've also done, obviously I give advice and guidance, but I've done also assessing as well. So I assess other careers advisors and train them as well. And now we've gone into a different kind of way of working, which is more remotely, a very digitally way that we access information. I'll talk about our service and how it's changed in response to COVID, because obviously we had to change. We were working in small interview rooms and face-to-face, very close proximity, and that wasn't good for us or good for the learner as well. So that way of working wasn't working. It wasn't conducive, wasn't very good. So since last March, we've actually set up a digital service which is very accessible as well. So if anybody's out there listening and thinking, well, look, I do need bit of careers advice, or I just want some help with my ideas and someone to just to guide me a little bit, you can actually book yourself a careers appointment off the college website. So if you go on the Leicester College website, just www.leicestercollege.ac.uk, or just Google, put Leicester College in, you'll get it, and then go onto the careers page. So once you go onto the careers page, or you Google Leicester College careers, and it'll take you there. And there's a little form that you fill out, and it's very, very simple. It's just your name and your details, and a little bit about what your inquiry is. They will ask about your age, because we have two services in the career service. We have one that is 16 to 18, which is myself and my team kind of look after. And then we have a 19 plus team as well for adults, and that's the National Career Service. So we will support you whatever the situation is. And the nice thing is you can actually request a telephone call, so a telephone interview, a Microsoft Teams chat, video chat, which is very, very popular. And now we're reintroducing some face-to-face as well. Now, if you are face-to-face, it's only for Leicester College students, and you will have to prove that you have had a negative COVID test as well. So there are these, health and safety systems that we put into place.
Of course, now we're embarking upon the digital revolution, and a lot of our youngsters, they have to absolutely embrace this. Otherwise, we're not going to see a progressive future, because with remote working, all dynamics have changed in the whole world.
Yeah, agreed.
And this is what is a concern for everybody now, isn't it?
I mean, the thing is, it was going to happen. Akil, my team have done a lot of research, and we go into, before COVID, we were going into schools talking about the future of work. And we used to put a slide up there. There used to be a PowerPoint that we used to put up there, and it used to be a man on a beach with a laptop, and he was working, and it was a bit of just to show what the future was going to look like. But we didn't realize that the future was very closer than what we thought. And for many, many colleges and career services and services, they've had to rethink the way that they work. And in a way, COVID has kind of speeded up the digital process. And the nice thing is now we are more accessible as a service than ever before. And the real nice thing is that anyone out there, everything that I'm saying, please try it out. Go on your smartphones, type in Leicester College Careers. There's a form that you fill out, and then we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you very, very quickly. So we're very, very responsive. The service is absolutely free. That's the first thing. For a lot of young people, we are seeing young people who are coming in from schools as well. So young people that are in year 11, sometimes year 10, and even younger, are accessing the career service at Leicester College, which is fantastic. So they're exploring options as well. And sometimes it might be a quick question. I get questions sometimes about how to, apply to college, which is, pretty straightforward, but they're struggling with it. Sometimes it's more complex. We've got people who have got overseas qualifications that have studied in different countries that want to come to the college or come to the UK and study. So we do help and support them with that process as well. So, we are there to kind of help and support people at different avenues and different pathways in their life.
Of course, there are many, many milestones that you are achieving over the last 20 years, right? And you, like earlier on, I said you absolutely gone through one generation, literally one generation.
Yeah, a whole generation. It's been interesting because I know it has been 20 years, but I've had people that I interviewed who were at college themselves and now bringing in their own children to see me, which is absolutely amazing, and they are so happy that I am there. There's some sort of consistency, and they'll come and they'll say, "Come and speak to Sarfraz. He will give some guidance." It's a very half the difficulty, I think, is the unknown. You're not knowing who you're speaking to. You don't know if that person is going to be friendly, if that person is going to be approachable, and what I can say, obviously, we are there, we're approachable, we are friendly. And, parents are bringing in their children, sometimes just to get sort of a second opinion, sometimes to understand the new qualifications that are coming up. Because, I've been in education for a long period of my life, a huge portion of my adult working life, and things have changed completely, from GCSEs, the new kind of examining system from like A to G to now the numerical system, to the new T levels that we've got as well, the technical levels that have come out. We've got, obviously, we had GNVQs, and that was faded out as well. We've got BTECs. And so things are moving in education very, very fast. The government is always, I call it, experimenting and putting out new things and seeing if things work or not. And parents are not always up to speed with that. They don't quite, they are busy living their lives and, doing what they're doing. And education is there, but education is moving along. So they need to know what is happening with their children and what studies are they doing and where will it take them and can it take them to where they want to go. That's quite, sometimes it's quite worrying. A lot of, especially with the COVID situation, we had lots of parents contact us and wanted to know if we're still open and are we still operating. And for the career service, we never actually closed. We carried on, albeit remotely for some period of the time. Now we're coming back into the office as well. So we never actually closed. We just adapted.
Now, of course, this week we are running the whole theme this week on diversity and inclusion, the whole process of EDI, and Leicester College being in the heart of the inner city.
Right.
I'm going to ask you a question now. How many different diversities do you have in the college now?
Well, at Leicester, in terms of student population?
That's right, yeah.
Wow. What I will say, the student population reflects the population of Leicester. So for example, you've got diversity of people from all walks of life, all parts of the world, all religions, all nationalities. And what we have at the college, which, I absolutely admire, is that we have, like you have an EDI week. We have lots of diversity. We have lots of different forums as well. We have lots of faith leaders coming into the college. So, for example, we'll have a week where we'll be looking at sort of the Stephen Lawrence Day, which was recently, I think it was just about last week, I think.
Yeah.
The Steve Lawrence Day, we celebrated that in the sense that we celebrated his life, what he stood for. And we have a team called the Student Engagement Team, and they have faith ambassadors in there, equality, diversity. And you'll see in the college, it's because of COVID, things are being a little bit different. But as Leicester College was, it was very